Hello everyone, happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm here every weeknight and we work on a project and we just relax and craft together. So today we are starting block 3 of the I Love Home block of the month quilt along. So here is the quilt we'll be making. We've already made 2 of the blocks before, and here is block 3 that we are starting tonight. So we are needle turn, appliquing, and embroidering this block. So that's what we'll be starting tonight. We'll transfer our design to fabric, and I think we'll still have time to start our needle turn. We have to pick fabrics too. I haven't picked fabrics for the needle turn applique yet. So we'll look through the scraps and we'll look through some of the other, I got them back here, the fabrics from this project. So we'll get going on that. And there is another giveaway. It is block 3. So it is another giveaway time. So it is by, oh gosh, I Love Buttons, etc. I think that's what it is. Again, let me know if I'm wrong, you guys. I have it written in the above here. So that is what you can win. You can win a bunch of cute little buttons and little accessories that you can sew onto your quilt, and they're actually really, really cute. So just do a hashtag I Love Home quilts, and you will be entered to win. I will randomly pick someone at the end of the week. So if you do, you can do the hashtag I Love Home quilts with every live video this week, and you'll be entered. And then we'll choose over the weekend, and late next week we'll announce the winner. So thank you again, guys, for entering that. All right, let's get going. Time to transfer the design. Oh, and there is only, if you guys are still a little interested in my Penguin and Fish embroidery supplies bundle, it is only going to be in the shop for another 2.5 hours. 2 hours and like 20 minutes now. So if you're thinking that you'd still like to get the Penguin and Fish embroidery supplies bundle, there's a little time left. So I think once we finish this at 10:30, then there's about 1.5 hours left to order. So just last minute warning, guys. So, all right, I'm gonna flip you guys around and we will get started. Thanks for joining me tonight. All right, so I have my light table all ready to go out here. So my light table I got like a bajillion years ago. My dad got it from a dental convention. So they come a lot thin. I mean, this is like nice. It's thin and everything, but they come even thinner than this now. And they come where you don't need a cord or anything. So I did throw, and they're like $20 now, right? So I threw a link above here to a light table if you're interested in the light table. But here is our what we're transferring tonight. This is block 3. I've been tracing the embroidery pattern. We're ultimately going to embroider most of it with this, just in one color. I've been using this kind of coral color. You can see some of here are the 2 blocks that we did earlier. So I've been needle turn appliquing the plants, the hearts and the ground, and then everything else has been stitched with the embroidery floss. So same. This is block 2, and here's my block 1. Oh, Gretchen, your light table was only $20. Yeah, it's fascinating to me. Like when I was in college and stuff, they were hundreds of dollars still. I cannot believe they are only like $20, and the LED, and no cord, and it's just kind of amazing. So all right, and then this is the block number 1. Same thing, flowers, the ground, and the hearts, and everything else is embroidered. So that is the plan for this guy as well. So we will applique the hearts. I think I'll just take these big hearts, just because that'll be easiest, and I will go to that the most. Maybe I'll stitch some of the little hearts in after, but we'll for sure just think of these as big hearts. Then we got this little one on the door. We'll do him as well. we got this whole flower to do. This has got a lot going on with it. I probably won't do this little circle. Maybe we'll embroider it, but this outer circle will do for sure. And then this ground as well. So that is the plan. I don't have my fabric picked out yet, so we'll do that tonight. Here is all the block 3 stuff. We've already cut everything up. Yep, my huge cone of floss is back. This is almost, this is actually approaching halfway gone already too, if you can believe it. So this is my giant cone of floss. This is what a normal skein of floss looks like. This is 8 meters. This is 2,100 meters. So that's the difference in floss we got going on. All right, so everything's cut up and ready to go. We're gonna do half rectangle triangles for this. I have never done that before. If you read my blog post today, be sure to check that out. It's penguinandfish.blogspot.com. But I do have a link to how to do the half rectangle units. And what I mean by that is, like, look at this. They're not quite half square triangles. Half square triangles. Yeah, they're not half square triangles. They're half rectangle triangles, right? Because it's not a square, they're rectangles. And it's not as obvious as what you'd think it'd be to make these. So you want to make sure to watch the tutorial. And we'll be doing it all here too once we finish this center piece. So we'll just start there. All right, my block 3, all the other bits I don't need right now. All I need is my main piece. Okay, I'll just throw that back up on the shelf. Really, I don't really even need my light table, right? Because my fabric is light enough. I'm gonna use it anyway though. So I'm gonna tape this to my light table. You can tape it to a bright window or something. Oh, you made the freezer paint templates already. Oh, that's awesome, Christian. Yeah, I was debating how to do this needle turn this time, but I think we're going to do it this traditional way that we have been doing it. So I have some blue painter's tape. I'm just throwing that on the top right here just to hold this in place while we trace it so it's not shifting all over the place. All right, and then I'm going to kind of center this. We're going to trim this rectangle or this square when we're done. I think it's, I don't know, 10 and a half now, and we're going to trim it down to 8 and a half. So I just want to make sure that I'm kind of centering the sides, and I want to leave enough ground and top, and I think this is probably about right. So I'm going to put a little more tape on there as well. So putting tape on the actual fabric here as well. There, now we should be good to go and things shouldn't shift around here. So I'm gonna throw the light table on. It is just gonna help just that extra little bit there. See, so this is with it. My phone kind of autocorrects, but it's just that much easier to see the lines. So let's trace that on and we'll get going. So I'm using my trusty water erasable fabric marking pen for this. So in theory, if I was doing this all embroidery, I'd probably use my Sulky Stick and Stitch, which used to be Sticky Fabrisolvy. Now they're calling it Stick and Stitch. But since we're doing the applique, we're just going to trace it on here because I don't want to be appliquing on top of the Stick and Stitch. Oh, Bonnie, it's getting cold. It's actually, yeah, it's in that in-between time, and it was actually storming all afternoon, so it was just black outside all day today, and I'm actually surprised I don't hear thunder right now. I'm seeing lightning because that's what it's been like all afternoon. So maybe it'll be calm just long enough for us to do this Facebook Live, and then it'll get all rainy again. But yeah, all day raining. We were gonna grill. I was gonna pick kale from the garden, and that all kind of got nixed. Which is fine. I got busy anyway. But in my head, that's what the plan was. Oh my God, it snowed in Calgary. Oh, they're in Denver too. It's kind of transitioning. Yeah, I mean, it is beautiful when you go out for a walk and stuff, but it just is getting colder and colder. Oh, it's thundering in South Dakota. Yeah, it was like that all day to day, Joyce. I went to bed last night and it was stormy and got up with barely any light and it was just gloomy all day. And then by the afternoon, it was like black outside and then stormy and stuff again. Oh, you've been in the 30s at night already, Holly? Oh my God. We've not, oh gosh, I don't think we've been there yet. I haven't actually been keeping my my eye on the weather, so maybe I need to start because what if it gets my kale and stuff? I'm gonna have to run out there with a blanket. Oh man, I don't think I did that last year, but the first year we had the garden, we planted a little bit late and had early frost and stuff. So I was out there covering up the tomatoes. We're pretty much done with tomatoes, but I would like to keep. We have lettuce and kale and zucchini and peppers still going. So it'd be nice if those didn't freeze. All right. Okay, we got the outsides. Let's get all these little windows. This house has a whole pile of windows. That'd be kind of nice. Letting in all that sunshine. Yeah, the couple days it was nice out. This week I was stuck inside. Oh, your garden is done. Oh, you're still trying to cover the tomatoes. Yeah, I remember last year, or a couple of years ago, I was just running out like a crazy person trying to cover the tomatoes with just sheets. But we did get more tomatoes. We have been eating from the garden though a lot this summer, so that's nice. We did a lot more kale than we did the year before, and we eat a lot of salads and stuff. So we've been heavily using that. So that's been awesome. And tomatoes we've been using. We've just really been eating everything out of there. So maybe next year we can do that and somehow keep the squirrels away. They're our big issue this time. Oh my gosh, you've been down to 27 a few nights, Rosalie? Yeah, we debated turning the heat on this afternoon. And it was weird. I'm starting to wear, yesterday and today, I broke out the sweaters. They're light sweaters nonetheless, but like, that was not the right phrase, nonetheless. Anyway, I am wearing sweaters again, but they're like, you can tell that they've been in the drawer since last winter. They have like a drawer smell to them. Particle board smell. Oh, you're still 70s? So Gretchen, this is that time of year that, you know what? Let's say it's like 60 today. It could be 90 tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's just that, it's that time of creepy kind of year when you just don't know. You just don't know anything. Oh man, you built a fire. So our fire, we were gonna do an outside fire over the weekend, but it was just windy and rainy. So we missed that, but it'd be nice to have at least one more nice outside campfire before it gets cold. But it's gotta stop being windy and rainy. And we have a fireplace inside here, but it doesn't emit any heat, I don't think. We've only used it a couple times. It's a wood burning fireplace, but all the heat just goes out right away. So it's just for fun more than anything else. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice to have a fire that let out, or like, projected heat towards us. Then we could just turn that on, like if it was a gas fireplace or something, and be warm for a little bit before we have to actually turn heat on. Or maybe just avoid turning heat on, And I hate talking about this. I like my nice warms, my summers. But oh well, it's fine. It does feel weird to be putting sweaters on again. Today it was annoying me. I was at my computer and it was like, there's too much fabric around my wrists. It's annoying me. All right, we just have the flower here yet. So the flower we are completely appliquing, but I do still want the line as a guide. I'm not going to draw that circle in because we'll just applique this outer side. So I will keep the light table out here because we're going to have to trace some of these designs, and I'm hoping we can use the light table for that. Oh yeah, these little petals. So I probably won't do this line in it. Like I probably won't embroider that, but we did, for the first block we did petals like this, but I think I may be a hair better at the needle turn applique since the block number 1. So I'm hoping, yeah, I'm hoping these petals go smoothly. We'll do the stem first because I think that's the most furthest back thing. The most furthest back item, and then the leaves can go on next, or we'll do this flower thing and then the circle, and then we can get the leaves on. I might actually do the hearts first. I think the hearts will be kind of a good warm-up. They're a little bit bigger, and they got that outer point, and they have an inner point, so I can kind of practice before, you know, doing all these outer and inner points and these teeny tiny bits. So we might leave this flower till later. And just go for these hearts right now. The last part will be the ground here because that's kind of covering up. It'll cover up this point here, so it's kind of like the topmost layer. Are we doing 3 applique hearts? I'm gonna do 3 applique hearts. I mean, Gretchen, you can do whatever you like, but yeah, I'm gonna do. Oh, you mean an applique? I see what you're saying. I'm not going to. I'm just going to do the one big applique just because I think it'll be cute. I might take, like I might go back with my embroidery and like do a little running stitch around it or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, I might do just some embroidery like that when I'm done on top of it, but I'm only going to do the one heart. But yeah, you could for sure do the heart upon a heart upon a heart if you wanted to. If you were to do that, I'd probably start, I mean, I'm not positive on this, so if this is just wrong, let me know. Oop, but I'd probably start by appliquing the littlest heart onto a piece of fabric and then trimming that down, and then doing the middle heart onto a bigger piece of fabric and then trimming that down and then putting the big heart. Then all the rest will kind of float on it because, you know, you're only going to be attached to the fabric piece underneath. So I guess that's probably, if I were to attempt that, that would probably be my thought process with that. Yeah, so nope, Tamara, this is just some quilting weight cotton. I think we're done here. Quilting weight cotton. I personally like embroidering through something with a little bit bigger weave than this, but I'm trying to use up my fabric. So this off-white solid seemed to go well with the rest of my stuff, and it would be using up some of my off-white stuff. So I'm using quilting weight fabric. So with quilting weight, sometimes it's a little more difficult to pull the line or pull the thread through, but it's been okay. So we've been all right with it. Is the roof line down? Yeah, I think I got everything on here. Yeah. So there's no like little scallops or anything on this roof line. Does that do okay without stabilizer? Oh, in theory, if you're worried about seeing your thread up on the back, like if you're jumping, you know, if you jump from here to here, you'd probably see the thread jumping. If you're worried about that, then you can go ahead and put a stabilizer or batting or something on the back while you stitch through. Then you can jump wherever you want and you're not going to see that stitch. I'm doing it without a stabilizer. I'm going to use a hoop, so that will help me hold it in place and not stretch or anything. But I am going to be aware that you might be able to see my stitches through. So, you know, if I was stitching this, for example, I would stitch just the heart, and then I'd probably start up a whole new thread to do the roof instead of jumping from here to here, because I know you'd be able to see that little line through. So if you don't want to worry about that, then put some stabilizer. Oh, who is it here that had a good recommendation for stabilizer? I actually don't do that very often at all. I do sometimes put batting behind it, but that's more if I want like a kind of a poofy, fun effect to it. But also with the batting, you don't have to worry about seeing your back thread popping through. But I'm going to do mine without stabilizer. So all right, here is what we got going on here. I think you guys can still see here. Maybe we'll look at this one because it's easier to see. But we need to pick some fabrics. So I need a bottom fabric, and I'm kind of roughly doing what she's doing here. So like this one I'll probably do a green grass, because like some of the other ones that we did, like for this one I did use yellow for the bottom, and this one I used kind of like a blue. So this one we'll do green. This is actually the only kind of green grass here, so we'll make sure to do green. Let me get my stuff here. So we have a few choices. This we've used before. That might be fun. Although this is awfully cute. I kind of like this. Isn't that cute? I think we'll do this for the green. And I just laughed because I was just thinking this almost looks like our grass, because we have creeping Charlies that we cannot get rid of, all in our front yard grass. And these totally look like little creeping Charlies going here. So I gotta do this just because of that. So that's the winner for the grass, and hopefully that'll help us be the jumping off point for some of these other bits. Let me grab some more fabric here. So these are some of our other fabrics, but I do want to try our scrap bin first. I do like using these yellow bits, so I'm wondering if there's somewhere we can use the yellow. Maybe this little bottom heart. I think that'd be pretty cute. Little heart down there. Maybe we could get some of this dark in again. Let's see, I'm gonna check on the blocks. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we're using this dark color in our block. So I don't want a ton of that. Hold on, we'll take these out. All right, so, oh, those are for the corner pieces. All right, so this is what our little blocks are gonna look like, are these colors. So I might want to hold off on some of these. So I was thinking maybe we use the dark for some hearts, but since we have so much dark already that will be in our piece, I think we'll skip the dark. Why don't we go for brighter and lighter? So like I like this green and this yellow because it's different than what we got here. So I don't know. Maybe do we do another green? Oh, we'll need green for all these petals. So why don't we'll use this for all the little petals here. What else do we got going on in here? Can this be anything? This could maybe be the inside of like our inside circle. Why don't I just snip that? There, that could be our inside circle. All right, what else do we got in here? I'm not sure we have anything in here big enough for these hearts except for the dark, which I don't want to use. So let's use real fabric. Yellow for the flower, I think you're right. I think that'd be pretty cute. Ooh, or red. We could do a red flower. Is red cute? Or is yellow better? I kind of like the yellow for the heart. I think I might do this red just because it's weird. And I don't think I used this red for the last bit. Unless I want that center to pop a little bit more. So this will be that little circle. Maybe it's not popping enough on that. It's about popping the same. All right, I think we're gonna use this red. And then we'll try and do like this yellow for, I think this yellow looks cute next to there. Should I use a red for the heart too? What else do we got? So we don't have, you know, I don't really want to use these wood looking ones. I don't really want to use anything dark because this is going to be really dark. So I'm going to just eliminate those two darks. I'm going to actually eliminate these. Well, maybe not. I think I'm going to put this in here. I think this is just kind of a weird, silly fabric. Let's make this heart. And yeah, you know what? Let's make another red heart. And then I don't know what to do about this flower. Maybe we do make it, maybe we do just make it yellow. Maybe we change this, but I like the yellow. We can do yellow in both places, right? Should we just keep it like this? I think we're okay. I think let's just keep it like this. All right, I'm gonna put the rest of the fabric away just so I don't confuse myself. But I think this is the game plan right here. I don't have a dusty, well, this is kind of a dusty rose, but I'm using it as part of the block quite a bit. Oh, it's fun to help pick colors. Yeah, I usually I have a little bit of a plan, or I've thought about it a little bit, but I didn't do any prep this time around. So I think we're gonna do this. That's the beauty of kind of picking fabric at the beginning. Oh, I like that idea, Gina. Red petals with the yellow center. We could do this. And then, oh yeah, okay. I like that better. So we'll do a yellow center. I probably have a scrap for a yellow center. Yeah. Here we go. We'll just snip from this scrap. That should be big enough, right? Sure. All right, so this will be the center. I think that solves my issue. These were kind of battling a little bit, but yeah, if we do the yellow for the center, this I'm thinking is not big enough. I think I need a bigger piece of this. Not sure I have a bigger piece. I can always cut a bigger piece. This will just be a reminder. These will be reminders that I'll do that flower. But yeah, okay, I like that. And then we'll do the yellow inside. Okay, I think that's the plan. All right, I'm gonna put this away too. And I don't need the scraps anymore. I'm gonna put these guys away so I don't accidentally cut up into my blocks. And I think we're ready to start cutting some shapes. So it feels like forever since we've done any needle turns, so this might be interesting. We'll see how it goes here. You know what? I'm gonna label this right now. Let's grab, because I'm already confused at where I'm going here. So I'm gonna say red, I'm gonna say blue pebble, blue pebble, yellow, the center, yellow. I don't know what this should be even called. How about rosy tan? Rosy tan. That's descriptive enough. I'm going to call this green butterfly. How about green butter? And this I'm going to call a creeping Charlie. Creeping Charlie. All right. So there we are. Scooch these out of the way. So I am going to start with these hearts. We'll start with this blue heart right here. And these fabrics I'll put to the side for now. So I'm hoping that I can trace through just what I got on here versus using the template sheets at all, because I didn't prep any freezer paper or anything. I'm hoping I can just see through there. Oh wow, that's not easy. But I think I can see through it just enough. What I could do is I could get some carbon paper to transfer this, but I haven't cut out of this at all. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if I have, maybe I have a scrap hiding around of this so I don't have to cut into this fabric. They're all pretty small. Yeah, I think my scraps are all too small. So this isn't, with this particular fabric, I think a different way of transferring would have been a little bit easier, but now that I'm looking at it, I think I can see it. So I'm gonna trace around, oh, you know what? Here I do have some of the carbon paper. I didn't think I had this by me, so we'll try this. So I have the Serral wax-free transfer paper. I love this stuff. I actually don't use it very often because I do like my water-soluble marker, water erasable marking pen the best because it stays on there. It's not going to go away. This can kind of be chalky and kind of, it can rub away a little bit as you work on it, but let's give it a go. You know what I think I'm going to use? It comes in different colors. I'm going to just use this yellow since it's opposite enough from it. All right, which is the side? All right, so the side with the pigment you want down. And I want the heart drawn on the fabric. I want at least a good 1/4 inch around, maybe even more. So I'm just gonna lay my heart on here. I think that looks good. So you can use a stylus, like a metal stylus, but I just always use a mechanical pencil just without the lead, just like that. Can you trace the transfer paper and use the pen? Trace the transfer paper and use the pen. Oh, you mean put the transfer paper on first and then go over it with the pen? Let's give it a go. Let's give that a try. So let's do this first. So I am just going to trace on the line, and in theory, you want to do this on a hard surface, but in theory, this should transfer that yellow to my fabric. And since I'm needle turning, I am going on the right side of my fabric, and I'm not putting this into reverse. I'm doing it the actual way. So let's just see if that worked. Oh, you know what? I think I might have done it the wrong way again. That seems odd. Huh, maybe this is just not wanting to work. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of transfer. You know what? I think I'm going to try switching to white. That's not popping enough for me. And who knows? This stuff I've had for like over 10 years, so maybe it's just time to get a new piece. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to go on an even harder surface. There we go. Let's give this a try again. And if this doesn't work, I do think I was able to see right through. Gretchen, I think I must have got this just at a Joann's, but like I said, like a decade ago. So I'll put a link up to it. I do use this often for dark fabrics like this, or fabrics that are so busy that it's hard to see through, but I do default, if I can, to the water soluble marker. So let's see if this is even working. Oh, there we go. So there, you can just barely see the heart. And you know what? I think I am gonna just try going over it with my blue marker, because my blue marker, I'm gonna be able to see a little bit better than that pen. But I didn't have to, it was difficult to trace through because this is a dark fabric and it's so textury that sometimes it's hard to see the line, but now I can see the blue. The blue is not going to rub off like how the transfer paper might, because it's just kind of like chalk almost. But there we go. All right, we have a heart. Perfect. So we could go ahead and transfer the rest of these, or we could start the heart. And I'm kind of tempted to start the heart tonight, just because then we're stitching, which is nice. So why don't I cut this out? I'm gonna cut it out here. If you guys can see a little closer there. There you can see the blue, and here's the yellow that I tried earlier, and the white. The white I just traced over with my blue pen. So it's just enough. All I needed to do is be able to see that edge so I can tuck it under right on the edge. And I can see it just enough. And like I said, with this blue, it's not gonna just rub off. It comes off with water instead. So let's just kind of trim it out of here. About 1/4 of an inch is what I'm doing. Yeah, sometimes transferring to dark and pattern fabrics, you got to use a different method than just tracing. And in this one we didn't want to use like the stick and stitch Fabri-Solvy stuff because we just want this shape on here. So we could have traced it to a piece of paper and then outlined the piece of paper. Like we could have drawn this heart on a piece of paper and then just drawn along the edge of that paper. That would have been another option. I think we actually did that for block 1, if I remember right. But that carbon paper, it does work well for dark colors. Okay, let's sew something. So here, this will be this heart right here. And I think we'll use the applique pins again. If I can find them. Oh, right here. On my little wall next to me, I got my little magnetic guys, and I got my applique pins, and let's get Zeb and Phil out here again. So we got Zeb and Phil. See, here's my 2 cute guys. I love them so much. But anyway, so Phil can just hang out, but Zeb has the straw needle that we've been using. So we've been using this for the English paper piecing project, and the English paper piecing project is really bending the needle. So we'll see how this goes with a bent needle this time. So when we needle turned it, it didn't really bend the needle at all, but with that, I think the English paper piecing was a little bit more aggressive. I do have another one of these that we can use. Here, we'll get these guys here because they're so cute. See, Phil's got the flangy. I love them. So cute. All right. So we are going to try and match up this blue line with the blue drawn line here. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball like some of these points, and it doesn't have to be perfect either. All right, so right about there looks good. So I'm just going to throw a pin in there for a second. We're going to take this out right away, but just to hold it. So where'd the other one go? Right here. So we kind of figured out that if you do the pins from the bottom instead of the top, like what I just did, then when we stitch, our thread isn't going to catch on it at all. So I'm going to actually, I pinned this just to hold it in place so I could do this, but I'm going to actually pin from the back to the front. There. So now our thread won't catch on this because we won't ever be pulling the thread back like that. And this one I think I'll put up here. I'll start on this edge here and then go around. So I want to start on it like a long straightaway. So I'm going to just I want to put a second pin just so that it doesn't pivot. So I think I'm going to just throw it up there. Yep, I got a new nail polish, new project, new nail polish. I don't do that on purpose. It just kind of works out that way. New week for sure. That green though that I had, that actually lasted a really long time and went on really well. So I'm pretty excited about that green. This will probably come off like by tomorrow, and I'll have to redo it again. So all right, I'm using the 50 weight Aurifil thread again. It's nice and thin. Oh, you'd be talking to them all the time too. I know, they're just our cutest. Let's say hi to them again. Here's Phil. This is Zeb, and this is Phil. I think they were college roommates, and now they live next to each other, and to the point where they do their hair the same. Like they both got the orange dots, and then they're both wearing their stripy t-shirts, and they sit and watch movies and play video games. I think that's what their deal is. All right. I'm going to thread my needle here. So I'm hoping to have enough thread to go all the way around. Wow, and it feels like trying to ride a bike again. Like I feel like I haven't done this in ages, but you know, it's only been like 2 weeks, right? All right, snip. And I'm gonna throw a little knot on the end. Just go around my needle a few times. I've not mastered that little flick of the finger knot. I'll have to try that again sometime. But all right, there we go, our knot. Okay, so I'm gonna start on a straightaway, and I always go from right to left. I mean, if you're left-handed, you probably go the other direction, left to right. But I'm gonna start on a straightaway. You don't want to start like at a point or on a tight curve, because that's going to be a little bit more difficult to start and stop. So the straightaway is good. So I'm just going to fold the fabric so it's on the line, and I can see the line on the heart here. And then I'm going to try on the front fabric. I'm going to try and match that up with my line, you know, on the back fabric. So right there is where we're going to start, in the middle of that straightaway. I'm going to come up from the back, go through both the back fabric and the front fabric just on the edge, just catching like 2 or 3 strands. I'm going to go around in that place again. So through the back fabric and then through the front fabric. I went on the wrong side of that. And then that will just kind of lock that in place. Oh, you know what? I'm using the wrong color thread here, aren't I? We were using the gray thread. So you know what? I think I'm going to switch, because gray thread would look way better on this. So in theory, you match to your foreground color. You match your thread to the foreground color. And I was using this last time, and that that looks a whole lot better than this light color. And this kind of is going to blend, this just because it's kind of a medium tone, it's going to blend with all of our applique pieces. Maybe for the yellow, I'll switch to that lighter color, but I want to use this gray instead. So in theory, you want to match to your applique pieces, not your background pieces. So we'll have a little do-over there. So you guys, if you did order the embroidery supplies bundle, it has like these little scissors in. And if you ordered a bundle and you wanted another scissors, you can get more than one scissors now. And they come in a bunch of colors and stuff. There's my little goldy one, my little dandelion colored one. So if you did want additional scissors, make sure to email me by tomorrow. And if you haven't ordered yours yet, tonight is the last day. So in like 2 hours from now, or less than 2 hours, I'll be taking it down from the shop. But if you haven't ordered yet, then just specify what scissors you'd like, and if you'd like more than one. All right, there we go. Got rid of that other knot there. Oh, me either, Gretchen. I'm super excited. Super excited for the scissors and all the stuff. I get to order a bunch of this stuff tomorrow then. All right, so I'm gonna just continue down this straightaway. This straightaway goes all the way to the point of the heart. So I'm folding it on I mean, I don't even have to fold it anymore. I kind of did that for this whole side. But I'm folding it on that blue line on the front fabric, and I'm trying to match it with the line on the back fabric. So we did our stitch just kind of around. So I'm coming out of the front fabric right now. I'm going to go just directly across. So I'm just going on the other side of my front fabric, so I'm only going into the back fabric, and I'm going to come up a stitch length away in the back fabric and the front fabric. And that'll be our first stitch. And the same thing, just go directly across, go in the back fabric only, and then come up in the front and the back. And I'm going to just go down the line here. Like I said, not much to turn under because it's a nice straightaway. We're getting to the point here though. And my front and my back might not match up perfectly just because I might have drawn them a little differently, or, you know, I might be pulling in the fabric too much, but in general, you know, if you can get them matched up, that's good. I'm sure in some projects it matters more than others. All right, so I'm at the point here. So I'm gonna go through that one more time, like how we did at the beginning. That'll kind of lock that corner in place. Oh, bagels. Oh, did you guys watch my little video that I did with the talking guys up at the camera? That was our fun Saturday. I recruited the husband and we did that little video. Using the corniest joke ever, but I love it. All right, so I just trimmed a little bit of that excess off the corner, and I'm gonna fold this corner under. So it's kind of flat on top there. And then I'm gonna fold it over again and try and get that the next line started. So I'm folding it on the next line and kind of matching it up with the underneath line. Oh, it was cute. Thanks, Connie. We had fun. Oh, silly fun day. Shot that in the morning, and then I edited it for the rest of the day. All right, and the same deal, just stitching up the side here. I thought it was fun. All right, I don't need all these pins in here anymore because I have it stitched here and here. I don't think it's going anywhere, so I'm gonna just remove these. That'll also help release the fabric from being so attached. It'll like float a little bit more here. But yeah, I'm just continuing to fold under, and you know, you can do this with the needle too. That's, you know, where needle turn comes from. Just kind of fold it and tuck it under, and we're just following that line. And again, these straightaways are nice. The more straightaways and needle turn, the better. All right, so now we're starting to curve up a little here, so I'm just gonna keep turning it under and follow that curve for a little longer. Once it stops being kind of a straight curve, we're gonna cut some notches out of here just to reduce the bulk when we tuck it under. Yeah, I think it's been a while stitching something this big too. I think in a lot of the other appliques, it was just these itsy bitsy ones, and we'll get to the itsy bitsy ones, but it's nice starting with this big heart, although we are approaching the slightly more difficult area. So, all right, I'm gonna stop right here, and I'm going to start working on these curves here. So so that it's less bulky, because, you know, all this is going to get tucked under, and that's a whole lot of fabric being tucked under, right? So to counteract that, I'm going to just cut notches, which are like little triangles. Not all the way to the line, but, you know, a decent ways. And I'm also going to do this right away. So for this inner point, you're going to trim right into the inner point, like right to the point, just about. Maybe a thread or two away. But there we go. And you know what? Since we're here, I'm going to cut notches out of these right away too, this side. Do one more here. So again, this is just to reduce bulk. Around the curves, it's to reduce bulk. In the middle here, it was so that the seam allowance could spread away, so one side could be tucked under the one side of the heart and the one could be tucked under the other. We wouldn't have been able to do that without cutting that little slit in there. So, all right, we're ready to move on. I like this kind of pebbly, weird purple, blue-gray. All right, let's keep tucking these under. All right, so I'm tucking just so I can see that curve, and once I have enough to stitch one or two more stitches on, I won't try and tuck it under anymore. You know, if you can just do 2 stitches before tucking more, that's good. You're not going to get the whole thing perfectly formed beforehand. Not in this method, at least. So getting my needle, helping to tuck that under. A little top piece. I'm going to reshape that. That folded kind of funny. Get the needle in there. Gotta say, I'm not great at these outer curves yet, or because when you tuck it in, you don't want to get too, like a big fold there. So I'm just kind of, let's gradually tuck little by little. All right, I think that's looking okay. All right, let's stitch these next parts down. And I will add more stitches. So I'm making smaller stitches at these curves, just to make sure I got the curve all nice. All right, yeah, that's looking pretty decent so far. All right, let's rotate a little. All right, we are getting to that center point. Let's make it around this heart though first. All right, got it kind of tucked under. Now I need to shape it a little bit. I want all these crazy points in there. Like I said, this heart is a good warm-up. Good warm-up practice for all these curves that'll be happening later. Getting back into the swing of things here. The needle turn swing of things. I do find this really relaxing though. So I did get kind of a little point here, but like I said, I gotta do some work on my turning my outer edges. What if you trim more around the points or curves? Oh, I could do that. Like these are pretty big seam allowances. I think I'll just see how it goes for this one, but yeah, that could be. I think it is my technique. Like I'm not grabbing the edge and folding it in a nice like swooping motion that that gets my that curve going right. I'm pretty positive it's just my technique isn't great. So I think I should do some YouTubing on that, I think. Maybe I'll find some good tactics for that before tomorrow. All right, so I'm almost approaching this middle point. I'm gonna do like maybe 1 or 2 more stitches, but as I get closer, because our seam allowance is getting smaller and smaller, I'm gonna start going downward through the front fabric instead of coming upward. And actually, I'm also going to, one thing that's helpful is to tuck the opposite end way under, like more under than it needs to be. And that helps get some of the fuzzles kind of tucked under while you're working on this side of the point. So let's kind of tuck the rest of this under. We'll work on this curve a little bit more first. I think we're doing okay with it. Yeah, and I think I'll get 1 more stitch. But yeah, now I'm gonna, instead of going in the back and coming up through the back and the front, I'm just gonna come up through the back and I'm gonna go down through the front and the back, which means I gotta go to the back of my thread, and then I'm gonna come up. First of all, I'm gonna tuck under those little itty bitty fuzzles the best I can. And I think we can come up right at the point now. So again, I'm only going in the back, because if I come up in the back and the front, it's going to want to pop those fuzzles out. I saw someone's block one with all of it embroidered. Oh, and it was beautiful. Oh yeah, I love an all embroidered block. I think that's super cute. So that's the option with this. You can do it applique, you can do it embroidery. We're doing it both. And then Jacquelynne also has just a sewn version, a patchworked version, or a pieced version. That's the word I'm trying to think of. All right, so now I'm right through the center here, and I'm going to put 1 more stitch there. And I think I did have a fuzzle fly out of here. So let's try and tuck that fuzzle under. And that's just because the seam allowance is so tiny here, and I think I'm going to just kind of tack that down a little bit from the center here. All right, so we have that side of the heart. And let's see, it's 10:30 already. I do want to at least get a few stitches on here, but I might just start up on here again tomorrow. I know it sucks stopping in the middle of a piece, but I think in this case, it might be good practice to start on the rest of this heart tomorrow before starting on a new heart. I don't know. So I think I'm gonna, just because I need to secure these stitches, this seam allowance that got smaller and smaller, I am going to keep going at this corner, but I don't know, we'll see. Oh, needle turn is your fave. Oh, you do the Baltimore album quilts. Oh, Robin, I bet you they're just beautiful. All right, I'm still coming up on the back only and going down on the front and back. And I'm gonna do that for a few stitches until I feel like I got a decent sized amount of seam allowance back. So I'm probably going to go 1 more time, and then we'll switch back to normal. Ooh, wow, that one flopped out of there. We'll have to work on that seam allowance. So a bunch of fuzzles popped out of there. I'm going to try and tuck them back in. The hard thing, though, is that the more you touch these tiny seam allowance fuzzles, the more you fray your fabric. So the more you can avoid that, the better. But I think I tucked them back underneath there. All right, now I'm going to come back up through the back and we'll get going like normal again. All right, we're just about done here. I think we'll just finish this up quick. I thought we had to do this whole side yet, but we're just about done. Just going around this side of the heart, that top little heart bit now. Oh, you can't wait for the bundle and the scissors. Awesome. Oh yeah, Robin, I'd love to see. Yeah, if you guys have any, like, just, I'd love to see what any of you all are working on or projects, and feel free to share in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group on Facebook. It's kind of open to anything you're working on, not just penguin and fish items. All right, let's try and tuck all the rest of this under. This is a pretty big seam allowance. I think for the next one I won't do quite as big of a seam allowance. It's a lot of bulk to be dealing with. Oh, you just finished your Craft a Happy Life, Mary Alice. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping we can do another embroidery project. So we actually have the Woodland Friends. Is that what it is? The Heidi Boyd's unicorn coming up in a little bit here when we're done with this block. So I will send out an email soon. I know I've been bombarding with you guys with emails lately, but I'll send another one out just as a project update so you guys know what projects are coming up on the docket here. Because we'll get this block done and we'll have to wait till November for block 4. Oh, thanks so much. Oh, and I may not be here tomorrow night. So I have a friend's, actually 2 friends' birthday parties. It's one birthday party, but some friends I used to work with at the card company, greeting card place. But I will be doing that tomorrow, so I will be back on Wednesday. So sorry, we're gonna miss a night here. I know we missed Friday too, just because the phone didn't work, but it seems to be working fine now, so that's nice at least. Yeah, so I guess there'll be one less day to enter the I Love Home quilt contest too, but you can post on any of these replays that'll be happening this week too. Let's just finish up this curve. Oh, make a fabric needle holder that will match Zeb. Oh, that'd be fun. I do have some wool felt like that, I think. All right, just tucking under this last little bit, and there's actually a lot of fabric going on here, so I'm just trying to adjust the seam allowance underneath. So I don't have that bump there, but it doesn't want to go away. All right, I think we're good. Get these last little stitches down till I'm back around to where we started, which is right about here. All right, so I'm just gonna go around the spot again. Oop. Oh, thanks, Tamara. Oh, you'll be cutting fabric for this project tomorrow. Awesome, Alice. All right. There we are. Now let's just tie a quick knot on the back here. I know I'm doing this in a way that there's probably a better way to tie knots on the back of your fabric. Always room to learn for sure. So my bent needle, this is a size 10 straw needle. It seems to be working just fine being bent, so that's good. All right, and I'm just tucking the thread in there. You can live in fill now, needle. Okay. Oh, I do have a weird little bump there. I think we'll be okay though. Let me see if I can tuck that under still. I'm going to use a little thicker needle. I think that'll actually, you won't be able to tell so much once I have the water, the blue lines off. Just trying to tuck that little point in a little bit, but I think it's there. So here is our first heart, our little practice heart. So that's good. Oh, I just don't like that little point. But again, I think that's just going to go away. So there we go. Heart number 1. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Wednesday, when I'm back here, we'll start block 2 here, and I did write it down on our little piece of paper because I've already forgotten what we put up there. Okay, red. We'll put the red. Here it is. We'll do this red heart next time. So we have to transfer it and all the same, just like how we did here. And then we'll move on. Oh, I think we'll probably do this heart next. Get all the hearts done, and then we'll tackle the flower last. There's a whole lot of little things going on there, so that'll be fun. We'll have lots of practice in before then, so that'll be good. All right, guys, I am going to flip you around, and we'll get going here. Mary or Alice, I think it's Alice, right? The Zeb and Phil, whew, goodness, Zeb and Phil here, boop, 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 they're cute, came from Fish Museum and Circus. So if you go onto Etsy, that's where she sells it on Etsy, Etsy.com, just search for Fish Museum and Circus as a seller. So I think in the search you have to click seller and Fish Museum and Circus. And here we go, our lone little blue pebbly heart. We got to start, so that's good. I'm excited. We'll keep working on this starting again on Wednesday, and I will get the replay up on YouTube. You can also comment on YouTube to enter the contest and subscribe there. It's Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube, and it will stay here on Facebook as well. And there's only an hour left if you want the Penguin and Fish embroidery supplies bundle. So I'll be sending an email out for that. Just a little reminder again in a few minutes now. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate you joining me again. I hope you had a great weekend, and I will see you on Wednesday. So adios. Have a good Tuesday and Wednesday. Good night.